All right, guys, you're listening to the mini pod with me, comedian Warren B. Hall. That's right, stand-up comedian and coloring book critic. Here's what we got going on today. As you know, I do a mini pod because I'm too lazy to do a full-blown podcast. I don't have that kind of dedication to you, and I'm sorry. Today's mini pod, it's kind of unhappy. Here's what I'm talking about today. I got a show canceled. Okay, I got a show that was canceled. I got called earlier today. And this dude, he says very casually, "Hey, Warren, how you doing? It's me from so-and-so." I'm like, "Hey, so-and-so, what's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, hate to do this to you. I got to cancel the week." And here's the thing. Shows get canceled. I understand that. Shows get canceled. But this is 9 days away. This is 9 days out. So I tell the guy, I'm like, dude, I already bought the ticket." He's like, "Oh, are you sure? Can you check that? Did you?" It's like, it's 9 days away. Yeah, I already bought the ticket, because if I didn't already buy the ticket would be $3 jillion. He's not even paying me half a jillion, so I wouldn't be able to afford that ticket. That makes no sense. But anyway, so I say to the guy, I think maybe he's trying to lowball me. Maybe he wants to come down on what he's paying me, and I go, "Look, if it's the money, we can talk about maybe coming up with another number." And he goes, No, it's not that. This happened, X, Y, and Z happened, some issues going on. I'm going to put my business out there. This was $2,000. This was a $2,000 payday. This was a gig. Or as those of you who know me, this was ring money. I'm engaged. I got to get a ring for this woman. But anyway, enough about my business. So people always say to me, "Warren, man, you got the best job as a comedian. You got the best job." So I decided, let's make a little game today. Your job versus my job. Now, here's what I noticed first off with what happened today. What's great about your job is you can come back. You understand what I'm saying? Your job, let's say you come in Monday through Friday and it goes so well, your boss is like, "Hey, I'll see you next Monday. Let's do it again." At my job, even if I have a great week, even if I have a super spectacular week, and they're like, "Warren, we loved it. You were hilarious. We'll see you in 10 to 12 months. Okay, so each week, I got to look for a new place to work. You, at your job, if you're doing things like you're supposed to, maybe they even got a parking spot with your name on it, maybe a little number, but it's for you. It's yours. It's always going to be there. You have 1 point for the your job versus my job. Now, people say, "Warren, you get to travel. Travel's cool." I admit traveling is cool. I do like the travel. Like this week, I'm going to Orlando, Florida, which is cool. It'll be nicer weather than I got here. And if I lived in Orlando, if I lived there at like Halloween time, every year I would dress up as Orlando Calrissian. Yeah, I just went there. Star Wars reference, Orlando Calrissian. So yeah, you got 1 point with you get to come back to your job. Travel's cool, but travel doesn't outrank the fact that you get to come back and make money on the regular. What is cool, I think a point for my job, is the fact that I can tell people off at my job, which I want you to take a second and think about how priceless that is. Because we all have somebody at your job who says some crazy stuff, and you got to take it, right? Like, I want you to imagine yourself. I'm serious. Imagine yourself, you're at work, and I don't know, maybe Jane from accountant comes over, and she yells at you really rude in front of, like, your people, right? The worst you can do is when you're in the break room, you can kind of talk a little bit of smack about her, but it's still got to be like, job-friendly smack. Like, "I thought she was unprofessional about what she said." At my job, the same exact thing could happen, but what's cool is I can go, "That bitch is crazy? Who's this bitch at table 5? I can say bitch pretty freely at my job. It's kind of expected. It's kind of freeing, actually, that you can call someone a bitch. So I'm serious. Think about yourself. Think about yourself at your job. How often have you wanted to say, "Look, bitch, take 3 steps back," right? Just think about that. As a matter of fact, next time you go to work, do it. Next time some chick is giving you issues, "Bitch, I will snap," right? Just see what happens, right? I can do that, and if I do it right, they'll still be happy. No one will leave. They'll still buy a CD or a T-shirt after the show. But if you do that, you're in the break room, Jane comes in, "Look, bitch, I'm going to tell you right now," boom, Jane's mad, she leaves. Now you try to stop. "Jane, where you going, Jane? Why are you going to HR?" "No, Jane, why are you going to HR, Jane? Jane, quit. Why are you going to HR?" Right? Next thing you know, you got to take that class twice a week. Talking about, I shouldn't have said the things I said to Jane. I was having a bad day. Not me. Not my job. Like, look, bitch, sit down and shut your face. And then people clap. Ooh, he said, shut up, bitch. That's hilarious. Because the people behind her wanted to tell her shut up, but they didn't have the guts. Hey, he's wonderful. Let's buy a CD. If he comes back in 10 to 12 months, we're going to see him again. So that's definitely a point for my job. I get to say bitch pretty freely. The greatest thing about stand-up comedy, in my mind, is the fact that I can say and talk about, I won't say I can say anything I want to, but I'll say I can talk about subject matter anything I want, which is great. At the average job, you got to talk about what your boss wants you to talk about. You understand? Like, if you're a carpenter and people come into your job, you can talk about baseball. Hey, what did you think about the Reds game last night? You can talk about that, but basically they want you to talk about carpenter stuff. You got to talk about wood. You can be like, hey man, these termites, they're out there. So here's what you got to use to kill the termite, right? You got to talk about things like that. Not me. I can do a callback at my job. Remember that time I called that chick a bitch? We all laugh again. See, we just got another ride out of it. You can't do that really at work. Remember how I said Jane, and then I went to that class twice a week? That's not cool. Let's leave Jane alone. That's all I really wanted to talk about, was the fact that as a comic, sometimes people just jack your work. I scheduled this a couple months ago. So a couple months ago, I put this on the books, and then now 9 days out, they just call and go, hey, it's not going to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. You got to take it. Okay? I got to just take it like it's prom night in prison. You going to take this. You going to take it. You ain't going to tell nobody. You ain't going to tell nobody. Put this lipstick on. Take it. So that's where I'm at. So I'm unhappy about that. So basically, I guess the whole point of this mini pod was to tell you guys, I'm open for work next week. If you got something going on, you need a comedian, call me. I'm available. I guess as a secondary, what I should do, because I'm pretty decent with video and stuff, I guess I can make commercials for people. Like, if you have a small business, come see me. I got a green screen right here in the house, in the basement, in my studio. I got all the lights and the camera and the sound equipment. We could tape stuff. You could do commercials like, hi, I bought a car at Joe's Lemon Shop and they fucked me. I'm playing. Don't. That's just the bitterness talking. But anyway, yeah, we could shoot commercials. We should shoot commercials here. We can green screen in the background and all that good stuff. That's a good secondary. Oh, and I keep forgetting, I want to mention this. People keep asking me, where do I get my t-shirts from? And they say, well, Warren, we got t-shirt ideas. We want to sell our t-shirts, blah, blah, blah. I get mine from a company called Wicked Gorilla. Wicked Gorilla, like a gorilla who is not the good witch, it's the other witch. So Wicked Gorilla. If you want to email them, it's wicked.gorilla@yahoo.com. If you want to call Wicked Gorilla, talk about your t-shirts. I like them because they treat me like I'm damn near family over at Wicked Gorilla. The phone number there is 260-489-0141. Again, get your pencil ready. That phone number is 260-489-0141. Wicked Gorilla. So yeah, anything you want to do with a t-shirt, they do sweatshirts. I think she can even put stuff on mugs and cups and whatnot. I don't want to overextend them, but I know they definitely do shirts, sweatshirts, things like that. Wicked Gorilla, don't tell them I sent you, because if you do that, they'll probably charge you an extra $3. You think I'm playing? I am playing. They won't charge you an extra $3. So there it is, folks. I'm going to take off out of here and try to hustle up and find some work for next week, which in the booking way, or the booking world, it's kind of hard. Nobody books next week. Everyone books, now everyone's booking in September. No one's booking next week. So what I got to do is find out where another comic's working, sneak over to his house, break his leg, Nancy Kerrigan style, bust that leg up, and then call the comedy club before and go, hey, if something should happen next week, I'm available. Oh, wow, Bob just called, said his legs broke. Great. So I'm going to go through my list of comics I don't like, see if they're working close, break them legs. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you next time. This is Warren B. Hall on the Mini Pod.